give you Blue Stool number 42, Chuck Bashaw. Some thoughts on the Fermi paradox.
The Fermi paradox, named after Italian physicist Enrico Fermi, early 20th century, goes kind of like this. So, setting aside the question of the universe, think about the size of the galaxy. Given the size of the galaxy and the likelihood of numbers of stars like our own, planets like our own, the likelihood that life would evolve on some of them, the intelligent life on some of those, and that some of that life would reach a technological level that it could escape its gravity well, travel out into space, reach the stars. Optimistic estimates suggest that the galaxy should be teeming with life. So the big question is, where the heck is it? Why is there no conclusive proof of the existence of extraterrestrials? There are various answers that people have entertained over the decades that we've been looking for aliens as to why this might be the case. One is the rare Earth hypothesis. Perhaps the conditions necessary for the evolution of life like our own are so rare that maybe we're unique. Or maybe intelligent life is so unlikely that we're unique. Or maybe intelligent life evolves but doesn't go down a road that leads to the kind of technology that leads into space. Or maybe it does, and it destroys itself. This is one that a number of people have been worrying about recently, given a lot of our situation on Earth. Maybe, this is kind of a scary one, intelligent life evolves and sets out and either intentionally or unintentionally destroys all other intelligent life it encounters. Maybe, given the nature of space and time, intelligent civilizations arise, but they're not close enough to one another in space and time that they ever encounter one another. Or maybe intelligent life gets wiped out by some natural disaster, the biggest favorite being an asteroid strike, a planet killer. For Earth, by the way, the question is not if, it's when. Some asteroid hits us, it takes us all out. But another possible explanation, maybe we haven't been looking long enough. We've only been doing this for a few decades, and it's a big galaxy. Maybe we're not looking in the right place or in the right way. This leads to some interesting hypotheses. The water world hypothesis suggests that maybe conditions are more favorable for life on water planets. Life would evolve under the surface of these oceans and just never leave its planet. Kind of curious cluster of ones with the name the multiverse hypothesis. Perhaps we're looking in the wrong dimension. Okay? Another possibility that's waxed and waned in popularity over the decades, recently become popular again, is something that's currently being called the zoo hypothesis. Perhaps there are aliens out there and they're intentionally hiding themselves from us for a variety of reasons depending on who you talk to. There are other possible explanations. I thought I'd share some of my own thoughts on it. I'm not a scientist. I'm an historian and a philosopher, but I think about these things. And this year, in conjunction with the class I've been doing, I've been thinking about a fair amount. And I suspect that what I'm about to say is not terribly original, but I'm putting some stuff together, for myself mostly. And I'm going to offer a kind of combination hypothesis. Historians love multi-causal explanations. Most big events aren't caused by one thing, so it combines different factors. And then also, I'm going to challenge, and other people have done this as well, one of the fundamental assertions of the Fermi paradox. So, the Fermi paradox arose mid-20th century at a time when scientists and science fiction authors, and curiously enough, there's crosstalk between these two groups, scientists and science fiction authors were incredibly confident about the likelihood of us leaping to the stars. In fact, so confident that they assumed it was inevitable. It was the next thing that was going to happen. It was our destiny. Historians are nervous about the idea of inevitability. Looking back in the past, for most of us, it's kind of tempting to think that it had to turn out the way it did. But if you look at things closely, you could really make the argument that the stuff that's happened is a series of accidents, and we just sort of ended up here. So what if the zigzag line, and one more thing about this older idea, it's based on an idea of cultural evolution that suggests a linear path from caveman to the stars. What if the zigzag line that connects the dots from the primordial ooze to making a big enough Christmas display that we annoy our neighbors is so unlikely that it just hasn't happened yet? What if it is very unlikely for life at all to arise on any given planet? What if life arising, intelligent life, is even more rare? What if a species like us develops? Think about us, anatomically modern humans, conservative estimates, we've been here about 250,000 years. For the first 240,000 years of our time here, we were hunter-gatherers. It's only the last 10,000 years that we've been starting to make any noise at all, really. And if you look at things like the Neolithic Revolution, the Scientific Revolution, the Industrial Revolution, these are all highly improbable events. Assume a species reaches a level of complex technology. Is it sustainable? There are many questions about the sustainability of our current level of technology. And what if we destroy ourselves? Or what if an asteroid takes us out? Thinking about conspiracy theories. I'm not saying the Fermi paradox is a conspiracy theory, but you can make an analogy. Conspiracy theories depend on connecting dots over a period of time, each one of which is potentially not entirely implausible. But when you connect them all, you get this silly nonsense. So what if that line connecting the primordial ooze and the stars involves this series of steps, each of which is so unlikely that maybe nobody's done it yet, and maybe nobody ever will. Or maybe they're hiding from us, or maybe, well, we just haven't found them yet.